Permit me now to invite the State Awardee, His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, CGH, to make his acceptance remarks.
Your Excellency, President William S. Ruto, President of Republic of Kenya, Excellencies, Ambassadors of Diplomatic Corps, Minister of the Government, and also, in particular, Ambassador Amy Gerono Kipsoi of Kenya to the Republic of Korea, and also Ambassador Kang Hyung-sik of Republic of Korea to Kenya. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm truly honored to be here with you today. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this honor, the Order of the Golden Heart of Kenya. It is a truly humbling moment for me to accept this award, Mr. President. I feel such a strong kinship with Kenya and the people of Kenya. You have meant so much to me, both in my professional and personal life. And during my 2 terms, 10-year service as the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations, I visited Kenya more than any other African countries. Kenya's capital is home to thousands of United Nations workers for whom I was responsible. I can tell you that during my term of office, I only heard good news from my staff about the hospitality and generosity of spirit of Kenyans. I also have very special family reasons to be grateful to the people of Kenya. It was here in Nairobi that my beloved daughter, Hyun-hee Ban, met her husband, Sid Chatterjee, who are now working as at UN Resident Coordinator in Beijing, China, together, after many years' service in Kenya. I well recall making a secret visit to Nairobi when I was Foreign Minister to celebrate the wedding ceremony of them here in Kenya. I took personal leave and disappeared for a few days. And what memories I still carry with me of that joyous occasion. My grandson, Jay, also spent his earliest years very happily here in Nairobi. So, you can see, with 3 generations of my family connected to Kenya, I am particularly a Kenyan myself. Thank you very much for this honor. Kenya has always been a great friend of my country and also of my mind. And I have one more secret reason to feel the deepest gratitude to you, Mr. President. After I stepped down from the United Nations as Secretary General and returned home, the first place I headed was Kenya. After a couple of weeks of relaxation and reflection, I felt rejuvenated by this great nation and was able to start on the next stage of my life and career. Kenya came to my rescue in a moment of need and served up a tonic that has helped propel me forward ever since. Excellencies, distinguished guests, finally, to close the circle, during September 2023, I was in Nairobi to participate in the Africa Climate Summit in my capacity as chairman of the Global Center on Adaptation. I was pleased that during the summit, His Excellency President Ruto kindly agreed to join the board of Global Center on Adaptation. It was a win for the cause of adaptation to climate change because the world needs great African leadership on the climate emergency. Thank you, Mr. President. And it is a win for Kenya because it cements this great country's role in the vanguard of global effort to adapt to many adverse consequences of rising temperatures, while at the same time creating thousands of new green jobs, not just here in Kenya, but right across the mighty continent of Africa. And now here, we are to celebrate the groundbreaking of the all-new headquarters of the Global Center on Adaptation, which thrust Nairobi to the center of global and regional activity on climate adaptation for the future. It is indeed also a landmark development. Global Center on Adaptation, GCA, will be the first ever global organization headquartered equally in the global north, in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, and in the global south, here in Nairobi. This dual headquarters symbolizes exactly how the world needs to conduct business today. This century is Africa's century. Without addressing the challenges of Africa, which they are now facing, I've been repeatedly saying that in my capacity as Secretary General, and even after that, we will never be able to declare that we are living in a sustainable world. That's the message which I've been carrying out even this morning. And let us work together. This century is Africa's century. But Africa will only secure its future if Africa can protect its development from climate shocks. And GCA Africa headquarters will be your launch pad for adapting Africa at speed and at scale. In marking this auspicious moment, I also would like to recognize, I cannot leave this place without recognizing the African leadership of President Macky Sall, former President Senegal. Thank you, Mr. President. He kindly accepted to take over my role on the GCA Supervisory Board as chairman. Thank you very much for your leadership. I continue to support this great organization as its honorary chairman of GCA. President Macky Sall's leadership on adaptation in Africa when serving as African Union chairman was remarkable. Thank you very much, Mr. President, again. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, I also want to take this opportunity to specifically highlight the lifelong contribution of my dear colleague and my friend, Professor Dr. Patrick Verkuyen, who is here with us. With my hand on my heart, I want to testify before all of distinguished guests this morning that in all my travels, in all my engagement, in every office I have ever held at the United Nations, in Korea and elsewhere, I have never come across any individual with such a drive and your commitment and your level of excellence and with passion and compassion. I have full confidence that both of you, President Macky Sall and Dr. Verheugen, working together, will deliver incredible results for climate adaptation for Africa and the world. I repeat, I have spent so many years in so many places as public official, but it's very hard to find such a dedicated person as Dr. Verheugen. I know that Professor Verheugen is the best set of hands that could be in place at the University of Nairobi, the premier tertiary institution of this nation. To all the Kenyans present here, I would like to say following. We are in a world of turbulent times across the globe, but appeal to all of you, all of us, young and old, north and south, east and west. We must work together. Let us work together. Let us seize the moment to create a world, new world, in which we all can thrive. Mr. President, that's now for your political responsibility. But for now, as a private citizen, is my private, individual, moral responsibility. When moral and political responsibility join together their hands, there is nothing which we cannot solve. That's my firm belief during my almost longer than 50 years of public service, including 10-year service at the United Nations. When both our political and moral responsibility work together, we will be able to declare that to our succeeding generations that we have done all to realize a better world for all our future generations. And I count on your leadership. Everybody sitting here, including His Excellency President. So, ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, let us work together. That is what we are mandated to do. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm honored. And that's why I'm really committed to work continuously alongside with you. Thank you very much for this honor, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Asante Sane.